In this season of Love During Lockup, we got Kayleigh and Michael, and I actually found Michael on social media, and he's currently out. I couldn't find any information on if him and Kayleigh are still together. I'm very curious that they end up making it, especially when he gets out and realizes she's like maxed out all his credit cards. But he posted a few different posts saying that he's lost all this weight. He's down 16 pounds and only has 5% body fat, and he's been working. It looks like he does like some kind of construction. He was working on like stairs and ramps, and he also shows that he went to school to be an electrician, so he kind of seems like a jack of all trades. And he does have a son that we haven't heard about on the show, that I'm assuming he likely kept off the show. Which, good for him. I think some people need to like second guess bringing their kids on shows like this, especially when you got like an older kid who's like in middle school or high school, where they will likely have other classmates talking about it. But what I really want to come on here and talk about is Kayleigh's mom. So we learned that they had a pretty strained relationship, to the point that Kayleigh quit talking to her mom for over 8 years. So Kayleigh's boyfriend, Michael's mother, she revealed that I guess when Kayleigh had her like all these surgeries, like when she got that mommy makeover and had fat injected into her butt, well, she was healing for a hot minute after that, and I guess the mom was like, oh, don't worry, baby, I'll take care of you. Well, in the process of taking care of Kayleigh, she was also in charge of her finances and her assets, and I guess she took advantage of all that and ended up like taking money from Kayleigh, stealing from Kayleigh, and she did not realize it because she was just so medicated at the time. Hell, if she was stealing money from her own daughter, then I bet she was probably stealing some of her prescription medication as well. She's probably skimming off the top of her pain pills and was like, one for you and one for me. Well, the mom has a pretty crazy history. Stork hasn't found her arrest history, and she was arrested multiple times between 2012 and 2014. So Kayleigh's mom, her name is Lori, and Lori, between that time, she stole a ring off a dead woman's hand. So there's this 37-year-old lady. She passed away. I guess Lori was with her when she passed away. And she had 2 rings on her fingers that she was wearing. And she ended up dying. And once she passed away, the daughter ended up calling up the police department. And she's like, hey, my mother had these 2 rings, which were very valuable, and they're no longer on her fingers. So we think somebody may have stolen them. So they put in a police report, and I guess an officer later spoke with Lori. He asked her about the missing rings, and she said she did handle the rings, but she claimed after the lady passed away, she said she took the 2 rings off her fingers and she put them inside the lady's purse for safekeeping. And she said that was the last that she had seen of the rings. I think she kind of just said that because she's probably like, I know I don't got the rings anymore. And if they come up and if my fingerprints are on them, I gotta at least come up with some kind of excuse why my fingerprints are on there. Okay, quick correction. So I just realized I phrased that wrong. So she claims that she never saw this gold ring, which was the most valuable ring that the lady was wearing, but she said she took this emerald ring that she was wearing and put it in her purse, and she acted like, I don't know where the other one is. But the next day, there was a pawn shop that was local that Lori went to and pawned this lady's gold ring with clusters, and she ended up getting $350 out of it. The police officer went back to Kayleigh's mom, Lori, and he's like, well, I got evidence that proves that you went to this pawn shop, so I thought you said you never saw this gold ring, when in reality you ended up with it. And she's like, oh, well, what really happened is I got both the rings and I put it in the lady's purse, and it must have fell out or something, and somehow I obtained it, and I later found it on my floor, and I was like, hell, if I got it, she's dead now, I might as well get some money out of it. So she was arrested on December of 2012, and she was charged with dealing stolen property and false information on pawned items, which were both felony. Then in fall 2012, she ended up committing some fraud against this company that hired her. So she was doing bookkeeping for this company. And I guess somehow Lori was able to get some of the company's credit card information. And on their credit card, she decided to order herself a tablet that was $450. And she had no permission from this company to use the credit card or buy this tablet. And the tablet ended up getting delivered to the business and was discovered by another employee. And I guess they kind of went and put it off to the side. And Lori ended up taking it and stole it and took it home. I guess they like noticed and they're like, okay, we didn't order no tablet. Let's set it here for now and figure out what to do with it. And first chance Lori got, she snatched that tablet up and took it home. Lori was contacted and asked about the tablet. She played dumb and acted like she had no idea about any kind of tablet. And then next thing you know, she ended up having her daughter return the tablet to the place she was employed at. And then the employee was like, okay, let's do a deeper dive into our past credit card transactions just to make sure, like, if she did this once and she was willing to spend $450 like it was nothing on our credit card, then let's make sure this hasn't happened before. And of course, once they started looking into things, they realized that there's one instance where Lori had spent $548 on tools from Home Depot, and she ended up signing another employee's name for the purchase. So she's trying to throw somebody else under the bus who is completely innocent and trying to potentially get them caught up with some credit card fraud charges. And then she also spent $547 on parts and tools at Napa using the business account. So Lori was fired and she was charged with felony fraud, which she pleaded no contest to, felony fraudulent use of a credit card, and she was found guilty. Then she had multiple drug charges, which is no surprise to me with her having charges like stealing from a dead lady and stealing from your own employer. Like, you either gotta be really effed up or be on some drugs to be pulling some stuff like that. So in November of 2013, there's 3 different times that Kayleigh's mom got caught selling hydromorphone tablets to an undercover cop, and she ended up getting arrested. She pleaded no contest and she was found guilty on all 3 charges. And then in January 2014, she was searched by the police after they realized that there was a warrant out for her arrest. And when they ended up searching her, they found a prescription bottle, and some of the prescriptions in the bottle belonged to her, but there's also pills that they could not identify as being prescribed to her, and they weren't like in the proper bottle that they belonged to. And they also found 4 syringes, and Lori was like, oh, those syringes are because I'm diabetic. Well, the police ended up reaching out to the pharmacy to confirm like what prescriptions were legally hers and which weren't, and they also confirmed that she was not diabetic like she was claiming. It seems like she has managed to stay out of trouble since then and has hopefully turned her life around like she revealed on the show. At first I was like, okay, maybe Kayleigh was just being dramatic when I first was introduced to them, when she cut off her mom for so many years. But after knowing more of the story, like the fact that she was stealing her money while she was taking care of her, and knowing more of her background, I understand where Kayleigh was coming from. You know, sometimes it's just better not to have someone in your life than deal with their toxicity. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about Kayleigh's mom's past arrest, and what do you guys think about Kayleigh and Michael so far? It seems like really, I don't know, we just haven't got a lot from them. Like the credit card debt, I want to see his reaction when he finds out that she's maxed out his credit cards. But I really want to see like the drama between the moms, because it looked like in the teaser we're going to get more drama between the moms than we're going to get between Kayleigh and Michael this season. But you guys let me know what you think about everything, and thank you so much for watching.